My name is Isyan Khan.
My name is Abish Khan.
Everything on the earth is made for a purpose.
Sparrows are known for their distinctive chirping songs, which are often heard in the early morning hours. The two most mesmerizing things about early mornings for me have always been the beautiful sunrise and the melodious chirpings of early birds. Sparrows are small passerine birds that belong to the family Passeridae. They are found throughout the world, with the exception of Antarctica and some oceanic islands. There are approximately 40 different species of sparrows. And they are characterized by their small size, plump bodies, and short, stout bills. Unfortunately, in our major cities, both these beauties are fading away at an alarming rate.
The bird population is seriously going down. So how do we learn about how do we know that it's affecting the environment? And the loss of the birds are going down. So the birds are telling us that this is not the safe place for us to live. So it is gonna also be hard for human beings if we keep doing environmental pollution and everything.
This climate change is happening because there are too many factories and they're polluting the air and the sky. And there are much traffic. People are polluting soil and water by throwing rubbish.
Climate change is really affecting the world right now. It is because of the pollution. For example, the smoke coming out of factories, the fuel we burn, the smoke left behind of cars, buses.
Mostly due to rapid urbanization and the factors associated with it, it doesn't take much effort to observe that the bird population in major cities is declining fast.
When we look at one little bird, sparrow, it can tell us a lot about the environment. If the number of sparrows is reduced, then we know that something's wrong with the environment and we have to do something about it.
Even the population of common birds like sparrows, which are often taken for granted, is also dropping at a rapid rate. Sparrows are highly adaptable birds that are able to thrive in a wide variety of habitats, including urban areas, farmland, and grasslands. They are primarily seed eaters, although they will also eat insects and other small invertebrates. Sparrows play an important role in many ecosystems as seed dispersers and as prey for larger predators.
Number of birds are reducing every year because of the pollution.
Sparrow populations have been declining in many areas in recent years. Habitat loss, climate change, and pesticide use are some of the major factors contributing to this decline.
When the sparrow population is going down, we notice there's something wrong with the environment.
In order to monitor sparrow populations and track changes over time, scientists have developed a variety of monitoring methods.
It's super difficult for one person to go and count all of these birds. it is super difficult. So I can realize it because there were birds nesting in our trees, and now they're nowhere to be seen.
This decline in population of sparrows can be observed throughout the world. Sparrows have become a threatened species and have seen a long-term decline in both urban and suburban environments. Sparrows are already on the UK's IUCN Red List of threatened species, where Greater London lost nearly 70% of its sparrows between 1994 and 2001.
I didn't know, and I found out recently that there's a World Sparrow Day.
The 20th of March is World Sparrow Day, designated to raising awareness of the house sparrow and its conservation. Likewise, the situation became so alarming in our neighboring country, India, that in 2012, sparrows were declared the state bird of Delhi. And countrywide efforts were initiated for their conservation. It is feared by many ornithologists that the only reason sparrows are not on the red list in Pakistan yet is that nobody has so far attempted to actually count the number of these birds existing at present.
It is not easy taking care of all of the birds. We had a zoo in Islamabad. It was closed down because they could not take care of all of the animals and birds that were in the zoo. If we all work together, we can help to find a solution to help the birds.
Another method for monitoring sparrow populations is through the use of citizen science programs. These programs involve enlisting members of the public to report sightings of sparrows and other bird species in their local area. This can provide valuable data on population trends and distribution patterns. In addition to these monitoring methods, scientists are also using advanced technologies to study sparrow populations. For example, acoustic monitoring involves recording bird songs and calls using specialized microphones and software. This can provide data on sparrow populations in areas where it may be difficult or impractical to conduct traditional surveys. One potential application of sparrow population monitoring is in forecasting the effects of climate change. Climate change is expected to have a significant impact on the distribution and abundance of many bird species, including sparrows.
The numbers of sparrows are going down, or they're moving somewhere else, or they just die. This is how we know that there's something wrong with the environment.
By monitoring changes in sparrow populations over time, scientists can gain insights into the ways in which climate change is affecting ecosystems. For example, if sparrow populations in a particular area are declining, it could be a sign that the climate is becoming less hospitable for these birds. This could indicate that other species that are less adaptable may also be at risk. Conversely, if sparrow populations are increasing, it could indicate that the climate is becoming more suitable for these birds, which could have positive implications for other species as well. What can possibly be the reason that a species of birds, so common to sight and so successful in adapting to the fast-paced urbanization taking place around its habitat, is declining at such an alarming rate in Pakistan? The decline in the population of sparrows can be attributed to many factors including rapid urbanization, resulting in excessive deforestation, and cutting of native trees and plants, which not only provide hiding, resting, roosting and nesting places for small birds including sparrows but also provide the seeds and insects necessary for raising their chicks.
Today we're going to get some bird houses and then we're going to stick them on some trees.
So we're going to go to different places with these little bird houses, and we're going to put them on the trees. For example, rubber dam, shakarpalliya, hoping that they'll put a nest in there.
We put bird houses on Nala.
Nalas have lots of different kind of trees, which they have fruits. They protect them from shelter. They protect them from wild animals, so they don't get eaten. There are a lot of nalas in Islamabad, but they have really dirty waters and stink. But the birds at those areas have a great habitat to live in.
In cities, sparrows are now seen nesting in odd places, in buildings or in gaps between shutters, which is not a suitable and rather highly dangerous breeding ground. Urbanization is also resulting in pollution, which has contaminated food and water sources of sparrows. It is also believed that electromagnetic radiation caused from cell phone towers is lethal for sparrows and their chicks, who are highly sensitive to these rays, which interfere with the navigation and nervous system of these birds. Moreover, the excessive use of pesticides and unleaded petrol also kills insects, which sparrows feed their chicks. The increase in demand for sparrows as food is also one of the reasons for its decline. Some eat it out of superstition or the common belief that male sparrows' meat and bones have an aphrodisiac effect on men. Furthermore, churros are considered to be a very exotic dish in many cities of Pakistan. Another major reason for the decline of the sparrow population is an increase in the population of birds higher in the food chain who feed on sparrows, such as kites and crows, as well as an increase in the population of rival species of sparrows such as wild pigeons. Among the most important reasons for the increase in population of these bird species is garbage, open slaughterhouses and offering of sadaqah, where people throw meat scraps for kites and crows, and feed wild pigeons as good deeds and to remove the evil eye.
ये बस अपने सदका उतारने के लिए कहते फेंक देते हैं जानवर, चलो उनका पेट भर जाता है तो स्वाब होता है, अल्लाह पाक खुश हो जाता है.
Whenever there is enough food for birds of prey, the environment will suit them and their population will increase at a faster rate, scaring smaller, chirping birds away. Sparrows are too small in size to defend themselves or their chicks and become an open feast for birds of prey. An increased population of pigeons means increased burden on food resources.
My grandmother and my mom always feed the birds. They feed the birds seeds, some bread and some leftovers. They do this all for the birds and they always give the birds some water.
Wild pigeons are much larger in size as compared to sparrows and therefore are no match with their rival in the fight for survival. Sparrows form an important part of our ecosystem, as nothing in this world is ever useless no matter how small it is. Everything is interconnected. Sparrows not only serve as a source of food for animals and birds higher up in food chain, but also spread seeds while feeding on fruits and berries to different places, which is important for germination. By spreading seeds, sparrows help with the survival of many plants that are producers in the ecosystem. Sparrows also feed on small insects and worms, some of which destroy plants and crops. So, sparrows again play an important role in the preservation of the ecosystem by keeping the population of these insects and worms in check. The government should also make serious efforts by promoting awareness among the masses. Indigenous trees native to the areas must be planted in abundance instead of exotic trees. There should be parks in all major areas within cities, housing these native trees. The practice of capturing and eating sparrows should also be banned by the government, and strict punishments must be enforced among those found involved in these practices. There should also be a check and balance and proper environmental feasibility of cell phone towers in cities. We can also make many individual efforts in this regard. One intervention is wooden nesting boxes, which can be designed specifically for sparrows and which keep larger, rival birds out. These boxes can be hung on balconies and trees. We can even plant indigenous trees in our homes and can keep unpaved areas and gardens and lawns where sparrows can find insects for their chicks.
They can help the birds by reducing global warming. In summer times or in dry areas, we should put some food and water for the birds. It will really help them.
In conclusion, sparrows are an important part of many ecosystems, but their populations are declining in many areas.
And people in the area need to do something about it. These sparrows can tell us a lot about the environment.
Monitoring sparrow populations using a variety of methods can provide valuable insights into the ways in which human activities and climate change are affecting ecosystems.
People are talking about climate change. The summers are getting hotter and the winters are getting colder.
By studying sparrow populations, scientists can better understand the impacts of climate change and take steps to mitigate its effects.